Well, a lot of times people will try to say, well, in order to be secular, in order to be just not religious, we're going to kick out of education. But could it be that your belief or your religion, if you will, because they always like to use the word religion, so we're talking about, wow, Pink, when we're talking about education, a lot of times people are like, no, we don't want God because we don't want religion. No God would be no religion. Oh, we don't want God in education, we can't have religion. But really, what's the proper definition of religion? Religion is simply supposed to be a standard or followed set of beliefs. Set of belief. Right? So, could it be that by not believing in God, it's not that they're ending religion, it's simply that they're getting rid of God? So with all of our secular humanistic perspectives that are oh so neutral and oh so, well, we just don't want it to be religious mush. Well, could it be that humanism, what's the definition of humanism? Anybody know? Come on. Humanism.
Basically believing in yourself almost as a god. I mean,
man is the authority.
Man is, yeah.
Man is the authority. Sure. Man's not necessarily God, but he's the authority.
Right.
Say who is, who's not, everything else. Man is authority, not God. Well, wait a second. To me, humanism seems like a followed set of beliefs. Seems to me that humanism is a religion. Do you happen to know that in the list, the official list of religions of the world, secular humanism is one of them? Humanism, just the belief that, oh, we don't want God. Well, that's a followed set of beliefs just as much as, oh, we do want God. So it seems to me that the debate isn't very fair if you just say, well, let's kick God out of the school. Now, do you think this would be fair? Oh, we can only teach. Only thing we can ever teach is God. We can't learn about Hitler because he was a bad guy. Can't learn about any of those things. Would that be fair? No, because then we wouldn't really be truly learning. We'd only be learning about what we would want.
We wouldn't be engaging.
We wouldn't be engaging at all because we wouldn't know anything else but our own argument. So when we talk about education and tie it back into Ecclesiastes, that, well, yeah, sure, all the piles of knowledge and of books can be difficult, it can be tiresome. If that's your end goal, yes, indeed, it can be. However, could we perhaps use the argument, and I'm not going to get really deep in because we're gonna be talking about speech a lot today, could we perhaps use the argument with focusing on education and worldview that this is not true? No God does not equal no religion. No God just equals no God. Humanism, man is authority, is a religion, followed set of beliefs. So, when we think about education, let's continue to do the hard thing and try to... See, here's the thing. Let me conclude with this before I read the quote that I'm going to end with. No matter what, one idea is going to be on the top in the end. At the end of the day, either a Christian belief is going to be on top, a logical belief is going to be on top, Christian logic, true belief is going to be on top, or another belief is going to be on top. You can't, everybody's like, oh, multiculturalism and education, everything else. Well, all ideas should be on the same level. Well, that's like what we were talking about yesterday. Well, so murdering people and not murdering people should be on the same level? No, either one or the other ends up being on top at the end of the day. So which one are you going to fight to make sure is on top? Those that would say, okay, well, we're going to put everything through a lens of the fact that based on logic, based on proper perspective, not based on selfishness or individuality, but based on proper argument that is God, and we'll learn about everything else still? Or are we just going to still learn about everything else and just completely shun God entirely? Seems to me like the more fair argument would be to start here and go down. We can still learn about humanism, we can still learn all about that, but based on all the correct argumentation and the hard work, not just based on selfishness, that perhaps education would definitely be a good thing. I want to read, anybody heard of C.S. Lewis? C.S. Lewis, good. I want to read something that he wrote in God in the Dock, and God in the Dock is really a neat book because it's just a collection of essays that he wrote about different subjects. One of them, Christian apologetics. I am going to read about Christian knowledge. Education, knowledge used correctly. That's what education is, all right? Write that down. Education is knowledge applied correctly. Understood and then correctly applied. Here's what we should do as far as Christian knowledge. Let me read this. Please, please, please pay attention. And then we'll get right into of the days and speaking. Cutting it a little short here because I really want to read this. Okay. Secondly, this scrupulous care. He uses good, he would be probably a good speaker. He uses very good vocabulary, which a lot of you I've noted on your ballots have been doing. This scrupulous care to preserve the Christian message as something distinct from one's own ideas has one very good effect upon the apologist himself. It forces him again and again to face up to those elements of original Christianity which he personally finds obscure or repulsive. Even the parts that we don't want to learn, C.S. Lewis is saying the very thing that helps our knowledge is by learning the things we don't want